Well, back here at Citizens Bank Park, we're a few minutes away from the start of today's second game of this doubleheader. It's Weekends with Schmidt, presented by Acme Markets. The Nationals won Game 1, and now we'll see if the Phillies can get a split of this doubleheader. Well, hi, everybody. Along with Mike Schmidt and Matt Stairs. Greg Murphy will be along in just a little bit. He's still finishing up his food back in the lunchroom. What a great spread we had. And now we're hoping that this spread spreads out to a little offense for the Phils in game number 2. Because Game 1 featured the pitching of Steven Strasburg, who was really getting stronger as the afternoon moved on.
He really was, and basically did it with 2 pitches, a fastball and curveball. He mixed in some change-ups here and there. He threw probably 12 or 13. I was very impressed with the easy delivery, how the ball was coming out of his hand. He topped out at 99 miles an hour, and Mike one time said he threw 4 consecutive pitches at 96. So he had great control of the fastball today, and I thought he threw very well.
In the 7th inning, by the way.
In the 7th inning. Mike, Pete Macadam said after the game that, there were just too many misplays by the Phillies, and that's one of the reasons why they lost the game by 1.
Yeah, there were a few key ones. Obviously, we don't see Jeff Francoeur make many bad plays in the outfield, but the bar of soap play, I believe, led to a run as well, tying run, I think, and make a 1-1 after he homered. And then the play at third base where Maikel Franco could not find the bag. I believe that might have been the 3rd out of that inning. Several. You just got to clean it up. More urgency on defense. More care with each ground ball, each play. Showed just a little lackadaisical nature defensively that game.
Yeah, Larry Bowe pointed that out to Cesar Hernandez during the latter portion of the ball game on a play that took place at second base. All right, so the Phils lose Game 1, and we take a look at the highlights. Steven Strasburg, as we said, looked like he was in command with his fastball for a lot of this ball game.
Well, he was. And one thing when you face a guy that throws this hard is you have to get him down the strike zone. Continue to swing at that pitch. That high cheese, you're not going to catch up to it. Now, when the ball is down, it's a lot easier to get the barrel to the ball, like Jeff Francoeur did right there, making them 1-0. So that's the biggest thing. And then this is another play right here. Frenchie error in right field on the double. But, like Mike said, you got to clean it up. Bar soap throw right there. So, that's one thing that just happens.
Well, then later on, as the game moved on, you see Taylor ripping this one down into the left field corner. This scored a run as Robinson was able to cross the plate for the Washington Nationals. And then this pass ball by Jake Diekman, this was the 3rd run. This was also one of those things that Pete Macadam talked about during his post-game conversation. Dan Uggla scored. Uggla reached base a handful of times. And this is the final out. This is a heck of a play by Ian Desmond. He got enough on the throw to get a slow runner, Cameron Rupp.
Yeah, it was a nice play, casual play, no problem for him, knowing he was going to bounce the ball to first base on the run right when the ball was hit. The pass ball really wasn't a pass ball. It was a wild pitch, but it came with 2 outs, which even makes it sting more when that happens with 2 outs. Uggla probably should have gone on contact, the batter beforehand, scored the run. Probably it was a high chopper. He elected not to go, but he ended up scoring anyway. Sometimes if you're not really, I want to say this, mentally into it all the way around and fired up, you're going to have sloppy games.
Well, hopefully the Phillies will get fired up for game number 2. Severino Gonzalez, Tanner Roark. The lineup cards are being exchanged at home plate. In between games, the Fanatic was filming a movie. That's right. And our camera operators, they were involved. Nobody's better at a tambourine than Dean. And, of course, Mikey on the guitar. Andy, of course, with the flute. If you picture Andy Rabel, you're picturing flutes. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Citizens Bank. One deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyattoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. By Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. A lot of cards have been exchanged at home plate. Severino Gonzalez is warming up out on the mound as we speak. Somebody told Juan Samuel something funny. And we're just about ready to go. Let's take a look at the Nationals lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. It'll be Taylor, Espinosa, and Escobar. Clint Robinson, the left fielder, will bat cleanup. Ian Desmond hits fifth. Jose Lobaton, the catcher, will bat sixth. And the bottom third of Tyler Moore, Matt Dendecker, and Tanner Roark out on the mound for the Nationals. And they will face right-hander Severino Gonzalez. Gonzalez back in the big leagues. He's made 5 starts in the big leagues so far, 2-2, with an earned run average of 8.69. Matt, the biggest thing with him, I think, from his last time up in the big leagues, he's got to keep the ball down in the zone.
He does, and that has a lot to do with that. The Budweiser scouting report, the 88.6 mile an hour fastball on the average. You need to get that late movement. Mix in your 4 other pitches. You can see his 1-4 with a 4.06 ERA at Lehigh Valley.
So the first batter he'll face is Michael Taylor, riding a hitting streak as we begin things. The first pitch is over for a strike. Michael Taylor in game number 1 was 2 for 4 with a double. Next pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he is playing center field in this second game of the doubleheader. Swing and a miss. 91 on that fastball. Last year, Severino Gonzalez won 9 games in Double-A, and Matt mentioned 1 game so far in Triple-A. He's made 8 starts for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. That one's out towards second base. To his left, Cesar Hernandez. He waits for Ruff to cover. 1 away. All right, guys, I know you put a lot of thought into these. Time now for our Nissan keys to the game. Mike, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, back to our closing for the last game, or opening for this game. We got to clean it up. I mean, a lot of these little things are simple major league plays, and guys got to do it. You know, somebody that'll help that. And all due respect to Freddie, Andres Blanco really plays a game, a fun game, a verbal game. He's on guys all the time. He does a lot of talking and communicating.
Well, he is starting tonight in game 2 at shortstop. Here's Danny Espinosa. Espinosa in game 1 was 0 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout. Matt, I didn't forget about you. We're going to get to your key in a second.
No worries.
There you go.
No worries. I mean, my key is for Ruiz to step it up and really turn it around. He needs to step up, and he's still playing a good defensive game, but I'd like to see him start hitting some more.
I think he would echo that same thing. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 91 on the fastball from Severino Gonzalez so far. In the dirt, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Little different setup defensively for the Phillies in this game 2 compared to game 1. We mentioned Blanco over at shortstop. Cesar Hernandez, though, makes the start again at second, and he's got 2 assists, and Darren Ruff over at first. Outfield is a little different. Brown's in right field, and Odubel Herrera is in center. Cody Ashley starts again out in left field. So 2 away here in the top of the first. Here's Yunel Escobar. We thought yesterday he could be heading to the disabled list after being hit by a pitch the other day. 322, 4 home runs, 27 runs batted in.
It's funny. One of the regular players on this team, if he's not hurt, he's playing the second game. But he'd need an extra 3 hours of healing.
I was going to say maybe he got a little extra treatment. Now, he didn't play game 1, but man, his pants are awfully dirty. Got that protection on that hand that was hit by the pitch the other day. Outside, 1-1.
He doesn't look like that hand's bothering him at all, the way he's taking that bat over his shoulder and around his back.
Yeah, he didn't speak to the media after the game the other day. He said through a representative that everything's fine, or that he'll be fine after.
Through a representative?
I guess.
Wow.
And ball 4, so he works out a 2-out walk. And he's aboard here in the first inning. That'll bring Clinton Robinson to the plate.
Geez, it took him 5 minutes to take his equipment off.
Mike, will you tell Tom that that's hard to believe?
It's hard to believe that he took that long to take his equipment off, or that he wouldn't speak to the media afterward. Robinson at a 266 with 2 home runs, and he fouls the first pitch. It's 0-1. He was 0 for 1 in game 1. He walked a couple times, and he also scored a run. He started game 1 at first base. Starting today's ball game in left field. Breaking ball, and I guess outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's hit well, deep down the right field line. It's got to be a foul, right?
Yep. Had some length on it.
Sure did. He's looking at the dugout and now looks back at the pole. I mean, they would be able to gauge that pretty quick, but Jerry Meals and I believe Andy Fletcher, they're going to look at this one.
That it might have gone over?
That it might have gone over the pole.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be hard to say, that it went over the pole. But they'll review this one. This is an umpire or crew chief review. Instant replay was originally put in to gauge home runs and boundary plays. That was the first thing. So New York will take a look at this and see whether Clint Robinson should be awarded his 3rd home run of the year, or if indeed it was a foul ball.
Based on where it lands.
So watch the ball, top of the pole. It's behind it.
Foul ball.
That's a foul ball. So that's our shot from left field, and you can see the ball going behind it. So they should be able to see that pretty clearly in New York, and that'll put the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Clint Robinson. Well, again, I mean, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at the same stuff that we have. And again, by rule, it is a crew chief review. It's not a review that was asked for by the Nationals.
Well, it never entered my mind to review that. We're sitting right here watching. I think it was plain to see that the ball passed on this side.
I would agree.
Of the pole.
Watch it again. Watch the ball disappear. You'll see it go behind the pole. It's traveling. You can see it, and then she gone. And then reemerges again once it gets past the pole. It's remarkable that it's taken them this long to
Well, I think the guys in New York are still in the back room having a sandwich.
They thought it was a day-night doubleheader. They didn't realize it was only 30 minutes in between. You know, I mean, these reviews, you could sit there and say it seems like it's pretty easy. So foul ball. Well, this is a little closer look, blown up. As the ball advances down toward the pole and behind the pole.
It's just like this.
No.
But no, it goes like this.
There you go.
That's exactly right.
Sorry.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Robinson outside. It's 2-2. We help each other out there, boys. Escobar leads off first, and he'll draw a throw over.
Now he's dirty.
Life. You can't figure out how he got dirt on his pants. Foul tip, and the side is retired. So a strikeout of Clint Robinson. No runs, no hits, and one man left. Middle of the first, the Phils get their first crack at Tanner Roark. Phillies get a look at Tanner Roark, who was named the starter about 20 minutes before the start of the ball game. So let's take a look at the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. It'll be Odubel Herrera leading it off, and then Cesar Hernandez. Maikel Franco bats third. Dominic Brown fourth. Darren Rupp, the first baseman, hits fifth. Cody Ashley sixth. In the bottom third of Ruiz, Blanco, and Severino Gonzalez. And they will face the right-hander Tanner Roark, who won 15 games last year for the Nationals and then got booted out of the starting rotation. But he's had a good year as a swing man. 3-2 with a 3.25 ERA.
Well, he can do anything. He can start, he can come in and close games. He can be a setup guy, a long guy. Very important guy to have in the rotation or in the bullpen. You can see the Budweiser scouting report. Tops out at 95 miles an hour. 4-pitch pitcher. And he's 2-4 with a 4.57 ERA versus the Phillies.
Yeah, there was some thought that Roark would be in the rotation when last season came to a close the way it was constructed. As he delivers outside, it's 1-0. But then they decided to sign Max Scherzer, and they went out and met with Roark one-on-one in person and said, listen, we still like you a lot, but right now our rotation is probably going to exclude you. There's a one hopper out towards short. Desmond's up with it and one away.
Well, they got some strong arms in that middle infield, that Washington defense. Espinosa, Desmond, maybe the strongest arms in baseball.
Yeah. Probably even swing it over to third with Escobar, who's a former shortstop. Here's Cesar, 250 hitter, a home run, 5 runs batted in. Chops it out towards shortstop. Desmond's up with it again. A one hopper, not in time. It'll be an infield hit for Cesar Hernandez.
I mean, this is just basically beating out a throw. Desmond didn't take his time too much.
Wow.
But Hernandez got down the baseline very well, very quick.
That was very close. Wow, they had it, the Washington dugout saw it as safe on the replay.
Yeah.
I would have never dreamed that was going to be, he was going to beat that out.
Well, now Maikel Franco. Franco hitting .301, 10 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Franco in game 1 was 1 for 4 with a run scored. Inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Jose Lobaton is doing the catching here in game 2. Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Robin Luberski of Levittown. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Robin will win $100. Another toss over, and Hernandez, who had 2 stolen bases in game 1, is back without a tag. Runner goes, pitches outside. Lobaton has no chance, and another stolen base for Cesar Hernandez, his 6th of the year.
It'd be interesting to see if they told Cesar Hernandez, you have the green light. Go ahead if you get a good jump, which he does right here. Gets a very good jump. Lobaton could not hold the ball and make a throw, so be interesting to see.
Yeah, back when the Phillies were winning all those division titles, most of those guys, most of them, had the green light.
Well, I believe he does. Remembering from spring training, he definitely had the green light in spring training. They wanted, Ben and he, and they wanted to go early in the count. They wanted to run before the hitter gets 2 strikes on him.
3-0 pitch to Franco. And Franco gets the green light, chops one to short, knocked down by Desmond, kicked by Desmond. And that'll be his 17th error of the year. And the Phillies have first and second with 1 man down. 17 errors, only 4 now in the month of June.
I think it looked like he's trying to be a little quicker because of that Cesar Hernandez play. It looked like he could come up. It was a chopper hit to him, but it's a little too quick.
Well, here's Dominic Brown batting cleanup in game 2. 3 and Desmond, we mentioned that's his 17th error. 4 of his errors have occurred on throws.
The modern day infielder is very slick. I mean, they are. Freddie is. We watch him every day. And these guys, they make a lot of plays nowadays, backhanding, circling, on the run, one-handed fielding plays that they never used to back in the day. Like, I don't ever remember Larry Boa backhanding a ball like that was in front of him. We're going to circle it, 2 hands in front of him, his weight going to first base.
Outside and low, 2-1.
The fact that they're so talented now with their hands, and the fields are so perfect. The fields they play on are so perfect all the time. Leads to a lot of errors like that. They actually look like errors of nonchalance.
Out towards center field. Hernandez will tag. Taylor has it. And the throw to third. Cut off by Desmond. That'll put runners on first and third with 2 men down, and Darren Ruff is coming up.
Dominic might have just missed one right there. Sounded like he got it on the beat of the bat. That's the problem. Just too many just misses. Here's a man that just missed one in the first game.
Came up as a pinch hitter. In the 9th inning, flied out to left field. No balls and 1 strike. Jerry Meals calling the balls and strikes. He is the crew chief. Paul Emmel had the plate in game 1, and he has game 2 off. John Barber is the extra umpire who is with this crew. Strike 2. It's 0-2.
It's one at bat. I don't know how this at bat's going to turn out, but I can tell you, the Phillies coaching staff cannot stand that lack of aggressiveness. You know what I mean? Men on first and second, 2 outs. Not sure what you'd be thinking as a hitter when you take 2 fastballs right there to an 0-2 count. I don't know what you can be looking for, what can be on your mind. I'm not sure. I mean, you're a fastball hitter, you wouldn't be in the big leagues.
Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Why would you ever want to be a defensive hitter, a 2-strike hitter with 2 men on base?
And you are right. I mean, Rhino, before he left, talked about that a lot with Darren Ruff, that he thought he took too many fastballs. 2-2 pitch. That one's hit foul down the right field line. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chopper back toward the middle. Espinosa will just take it to the bag, and the side is retired. The Phillies do threaten a bit here, but do not score. No runs, 1 hit. There was 1 Nationals error. They leave 2. We'll go to the second in a scoreless game. On the Milwaukee Brewers, you want to hang out after the ball game because it's the Xfinity Fireworks Show. Tickets can be purchased anytime by going to Phillies.com. Brewers will be in town for 4 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Ian Desmond starts things off by taking a breaking ball from Severino Gonzalez, and it's 0-1. It'll be Desmond, Lobatone, and Tyler Moore. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Now throw another slider just a little farther outside of that one there. First one was a hanger. Second one was good. Third was even better.
A little more tackiness for Desmond. That Manny Mota stick. He had 1 hit in the first game. Carlos wanted that way upstairs, but it slings outside. That one's drilled right at Michael Franco. Doing a little dance over there at third base on a scorcher. 1 out here in the second.
Well, there's your slider, Matt. Caught a lot of the plate and almost caught a lot of McHale. Started to reach out, and all of a sudden
well, that'll wake you up for game 2. Here's Lobatone. Lobatone Hitting .220, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Takes upstairs 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Lobaton did play in game 1 of this series. It's a pretty healthy swing.
It's also sorry, Tom. It's also what we call the reverse Walt Reniak swing. Usually your top hand comes off. This time the bottom hand comes off.
I don't think he wanted it to happen.
No.
Let me correct myself. He played in yesterday's game before it was rained out. He got a base hit in that ball game, but nobody will ever know. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Was it yesterday I announced the score of the soccer game? The night before.
Yeah, you said 1-0, and he said no, it's 1-0.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
That was the night before, wasn't it? Friday night?
Were you here, Smitty, when I said it?
No.
Yeah, it was Friday night.
Friday night.
I was glued to the TV.
Right. I was just thinking maybe if I said it yesterday during the rain delay and then we got rained OUT, then maybe people would have forgot I said it.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Lobaton. Ground ball back toward the middle, off the mound. Blanco behind the bag. And there are 2 outs. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph?
All right, thank you very much, guys. Well, after the rain yesterday has left us high and dry today, certainly a beautiful day to play 2 games. It is untraditional. It's been 6 years since a traditional doubleheader has been played in Philadelphia. It's the subject to our T-Mobile Game Changer. Take a look. The last time was back in 2009 against Florida. That's when the 2 teams split. In 2006, how about 3 of them? They got swept in Atlanta. 10 days before that, a split versus Atlanta, and then also in April of that month or of that year, and then back in 2004 as well, swept by Arizona. So it doesn't happen very often, but Phillies fans hoping today that the Phillies can pull out a split in Game 2 of this doubleheader, guys.
Yeah, we mentioned it's just something that doesn't happen that often, because there's usually 2 gates. There's usually a day game and then a night game. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tyler Moore with 2 outs here in the second. Outside, 2-1.
Which Tyler Moore is a very valuable player for Washington. Plays both the corner outfields. Probably can play some third base. Definitely plays first base. Plays them all well. Hits with some power. I know a lot of teams would like to have him.
Well, and they've had to use that depth this year because of the injuries. I mean, every team goes through injuries, but they've lost some big guns.
Well, he could play regular on a lot of teams.
Goes after a high pitch. It's lifted out to shallow center field. Blanco says he has it, and he makes the catch, and the side is retired. So Severino Gonzalez has a 1-2-3 second. On to the bottom of the second inning here in Philadelphia. The Phils and the Nationals scoreless. Plus Julian Mealy, Barrett Brooks, and Sarah Baker from Breakfast on Broad, presented by Virtua Joint Replacement Institute. Weekday mornings from 6 until 8 over on the Comcast Network and streaming live on breakfastonbroad.com. Uh-oh. That spider was in trouble on the camera. Did you see that? I hope he didn't fall all the way down because that would have been a traumatic fall. Ooh, there it is. Cody Ashe will lead things off here in the second. Ashe starting in left field. Breaking ball from Tanner Roark. It's 0-1. Sun has popped out.
There you go, Smitty. He just called timeout and stepped out of the box.
Good.
And that one is ripped back toward the middle. A base hit for Cody Ashe.
There you go, Matt. You step out of the box, call timeout, you get a hit.
Well, that's a leadoff single, so that brings Carlos Ruiz to the plate. All right, so Carlos was your key, Matt.
Yes.
We've talked about it. I mean, we've watched his entire career. We've watched how comfortable he's been at the plate during a lot of his career. What is he doing now that's causing him to be uncomfortable?
For me, I think he has a loop swing. He's not throwing the barrel of the bat to the ball. He's kind of dropping the backside and hitting a lot of weak fly balls to right field. Just not taking the aggressive swing that we've seen in the past.
Now, if you're him, how do you fix that? Is there something that you can do to fix it?
I mean, last year he got in the same situation. He went and did the high tee work.
Yeah.
The high tee work worked really well for him.
Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
But there's so many different things that people work with. I mean, people can do the front hand flip, the overhand flip, the high tee, low tee. But for him, the high tee worked really well.
Drops a curveball in there, and it's 1-2. I think Carlos agreed with that call.
For me, I think hitters in general, not just Carlos, but our hitters in general, are way, way, way too selective at the plate. They have a little tiny circle of an area where it registers in their brain to let it go. I think we take way too many pitches. See, now that pitch right there, that's a 2-strike fastball, Matt. His brain saying, take. It's a ball. It very well could have been called a strike by the umpire, right? Don't you have to be more of a widen your strike zone out with 2 strikes?
I agree.
Toss over to first. Ashe is back.
Darren Ruff, Dominic Brown, and amazingly they were in my group in spring training, and the whole spring was about hitting fastballs and being aggressive. As soon as we get to a game, the brain kind of freezes up, makes the hitting area so small.
Runner goes. Pitch is hit out toward left center field. Desmond on the run and makes the basket catch. And Ashe will go back to first. So 1 away, and Blanco is coming up.
And we get a 3-2 fastball right here to Carlos. You're going to see it again. Now let's see where this location of this pitch. All right, there's a fastball. I would call that pitch right down the middle, and I think Carlos jammed himself on that pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For some reason, he was muscling up. He was slow. You can't put your finger on it. Tight. Ball gets in on him a little bit, and it hits down on the sort of the trademark area of the bat. The ball's down on the trademark, and the ball's right down the middle of the plate.
Yeah. You can see the gold where the trademark is. 0-1 to Blanco. Blanco hitting .279, 2 home runs, 9 runs batted in. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And man, I don't think that drills really are the answer to that. I think it's something mental. It's a feel for taking something off your swing, or changing the plane of your swing, or freeing up your upper body. It's something that I think translates into a mental thing rather than a physical thing. All of them, the entire team, just all look too good in batting practice. They all look too good in the cages when they're hitting. You know what I mean? They hit too many line drives.
In the dirt, blocked by Lobaton.
It's the game hitting that's an issue.
Right. And I'll agree with you to a certain area. I mean, with players that, like with Chooch, for instance, his backside will drop a little bit. His first move is his back elbow will drop. That means he has that uphill swing, which means he might get jammed on certain balls. And not all drills. I didn't have any drills that helped me out. I mean, for me, when I was in the batting cage, that was just the time to get loose. If you can't hit a line drive in a batting cage, you're in trouble. Certain drills work for certain guys, and some guys don't need it.
And that strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Spoils that foul.
Well, I would say that a major league hitter, 9 out of 10 fastballs, a major league hitter should have the contact point on the bat be on the sweet spot. I'm not saying everyone's squared up perfectly on the line, but if it's a fastball down the middle from under 100, a major league hitter, if he's looking for it, should be able to put the sweet spot of the bat on the ball.
Runner goes, pitch is pulled down the right field line. It'll go foul. And it remains 2-2. Severino Gonzalez is in the on-deck circle. That one's broken back, looper down the right field line. It's a fair ball, spinning toward foul territory. Ashes to third. He'll be held there. It's a double for Blanco, his 9th of the year. The Phillies have 2 in scoring position here in the seconds.
Sound like Andres cracked his bat on that one, didn't it? That was the end of the bat.
That's the swing that you were talking about. Be aggressive with your swings. He had some pitches that were painted away, fouled off a couple of tough pitches, and then gets a hanging curveball, and like you said, breaks his bat, but it was still an aggressive swing, getting the barrel out and hitting the ball down the right field corner.
Well, we talked about this with Frank Core in game 1. He has done everything the Phillies have asked him to do this year. He's been a really good bat off the bench for the Phils. That's a 4-game hitting streak for Blanco. Now Gonzalez is up 0 for 5 here in the big leagues. The infield is in. He takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Here we are in that situation Washington was in game 1 with where they didn't send the runner.
Have to go
Dan
on
Ugla.
contact. If he puts the ball in play, you have to go on contact. If you hit a line drive to an infielder, the manager takes the blame for that one.
Andres Blanco is trying to tell Ashley to get a bigger lead. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's telling him to get a bigger lead off third base.
When I coached third base, I used to go down and draw a line with my foot. I want you at this line when the ball crosses home plate.
A little tardy on that one. It's 1-2.
Well, that's a pretty good lead. He's all right. I mean, his momentum's going toward home. He's leading off in foul territory, coming back in fair territory.
Severino gets a piece of it, fouls it over the first base dugout. The little guy getting a chance to enjoy a game with his brother. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Didn't we see him earlier today?
We could have. He's not letting go of that truck. To the right side, here comes Ashe. The throw will not come home. Severino is tagged out. It's an RBI, his first big league RBI. The Phillies take a 1-0 lead.
Good all the way around as pitcher makes contact with 2 strikes. And Ashe gets a good jump on contact. And you know what? I mean, that's what you're doing. The ball was hit to where there could have been a play at home, but he couldn't get it out of that big first baseman's mitt.
And the nice thing about this is that, one, you're going on contact, but look at those momentum still going towards home plate. The point of contact, no hesitation, gets home very easily and doesn't even get a throw.
And now a runner at third with 2 outs. And Odubel Herrera will be the batter. And he slaps it foul. It's 0-1.
Cody has a walking lead, and boom, all of a sudden now his momentum still going towards home plate.
So Severino Gonzalez does not have his first major league hit yet, but he has his first major league RBI. Curveball, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Back toward the middle. Espinosa has it. He's going to have to hurry. Throw gets past Moore. The Phillies get another run. And Odubel Herrera is safe at first. It's 2-0 Phillies. They scored an infield hit, an RBI for Odubel Herrera.
That's it. And you put the ball in play with 2 outs. Anything can happen. You got speed.
It would have been a really close play if you would have picked that.
I would agree with you. I mean, he was moving down the line, showing hustle.
Yeah, he would have been out.
Yeah, he would have been out. But it's that speed that puts the pressure on the infielder. Here's Cesar. And Cesar fouls the first pitch back into the sweet level. And it's 0-1.
So now's when they'd like Odubel to get off, you know.
Absolutely.
Get off and get going. Get down to second. If they throw you out, then we got Hernandez leading off the next inning. But don't wait till you get 2 strikes. Like now.
Well, now you figure he's got to be going, right?
Well, you know, they have a little bit more liberty now. Pitch out. Same holds true. Get down to second.
He doesn't go, and the pitch is low, 1-2. Steve Buchanan in his post-game press conference, he was
outstanding.
I thought he was really good. I mean, he was not pulling any punches. He was honest. Runner goes, pitches hit toward the hole. It's shortstop, a base hit. Herrera's on his way to third. He'll get there. Cesar Hernandez is 2 for 2 in this game. And the Phillies have first and third with 2 men down.
Well, that's really good hitting. If you can change your stroke up and see that the shortstop's covering, well, actually, I think you just hit it the other way. But with Odubel running, shortstop covered. Nice little downswing on that ball. See, keep that ball out of the air, keep it on the ground.
And it goes back to saying, Mike, what you said a few minutes ago, putting the ball in play with 2 strikes and with 2 outs. A lot of good things happen.
Steve McCatty out to the mound to talk to Roark. Matt Williams spoke glowingly of Roark the other day when he talked about his preparation. He said, listen, this guy just loves to compete. He said, I put him in games where I need an inning, I need a batter, I need 3 innings, I need him to start. It doesn't matter what the situation is, he'll step up, and he has been outstanding for us. Roark, as we mentioned, won 15 games last year. He was the best pitcher at some points for the Nationals. Today's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box. That is Will to your left. Well, in the middle now because Larry's to your left. And Angels to your right. Bill Kulick is with his arms crossed. Larry, as much as he'd like to be, is not part of the Spanish broadcast team. Franco hits it down the right field line. And out of play. Den Decker gave it a look. See, that's the difference between Larry being in the Spanish broadcast booth and being in the English-speaking radio booth. It's a matter of a foot. Slow curve, and it's 0-2.
Now this is another good time to try to steal second base. He might be able to still run if he throws through. Herrera might be able to steal home, or they might just give you the bag for free.
Outside, 1-2.
Imagine McHale when he gets around the league a couple times, he gets to face these pitchers after he's seen them a few times. Almost all of his at-bats.
There it goes. Ball's chopped toward the middle. Desmond has it in shallow center field. A run scores. It's an RBI infield hit for Maikel Franco. 3-0 Phillies.
They say almost all of his at-bats are against pitchers he's never seen before. Great adjustment there with 2 strikes. Make contact. There we go again, Matt. Make contact with 2 strikes and 2 outs. He gets fastball right down the middle there. But you know, rather than swinging real hard at it and popping it up, he just puts it on play on the ground. Gets himself an RBI.
Right down on it.
Yeah, that's a great slow motion right there.
Dominic Brown now the batter, 8th man to bat in this inning, and he takes a change up low, 1-0. Dominic, his first time up, flied out to center field, a ball that was right in his spot, and he just barely missed putting a pretty deep charge into it. And he pulls that one through the middle, a base hit. Hernandez will score from second. On his way to third is Franco. It's now 4-0 Phillies.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I am putting down here 4 straight 1Bs.
Yep.
Which are singles.
Fastball
And 5 in the inning.
Yeah.
5 singles in the inning.
All right, so Brown's at first base. And Franco's over at third. Darren Ruff takes a breaking ball, 0-1. There's a slider.
It's a record for singles in an inning.
We'd have to dig deep for that one. 5 singles and a double in this inning. And that one's lined out to center field right at Taylor. And the side is retired. 9 men come to the plate. A very productive inning for the Phils. 35 pitch inning for Roark. They score 4 runs on 6 base hits. They leave 2. We'll head to the third. Phillies on top. The Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the Fans section for all the info, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, guys, who is the only Phillies player to hit 2 pinch hit grand slam homers in one season? Who is the only Phillies player to hit 2 pinch hit grand slams in the same season? Mike, you were a witness of this, just so you know.
Phew, I'll get another inning now. Go ahead, Michael.
Answer will be revealed in a little bit. Matt Den Decker leads it off, takes a strike. It's 0-1. Mike has submitted his answer. Den Decker hits one past Ruff into right field. So a leadoff single here in the third. Well, in game 1, we told you that the Romans were up in the 400 level. That's their season tickets. Chatting with Murph. Very content sitting behind home plate. But now in game 2, Murph got a little bit of an upgrade.
That's right. When last we were with the Romans, we were up in 417, as you mentioned. And the Phils were trailing at that point 3-2, the eventual end of game 1. But here we are in the third inning now, and the Phils are up 4-0, and you guys are down here in 132. What do you think, Ed? Do you like your vantage point at this point?
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Looking pretty good. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a long day. You guys have said that you're not leaving until it's all said and done. So I brought along some Federal donuts for you guys because you need some donuts, and I've also got some a roast pork sandwich from Tony Luke's. And how about a cheesesteak from Campos as well? The great folks at Campos. Keep your strength up, hydrate, because we need you here to the end, okay, guys? They're going to be here, guys. We're good here in 132.
Well, we do appreciate the folks at Tony Luke's and Campos and Federal Donuts and Bull's Barbecue for feeding us in between games.
Oh, my gosh.
And feeding the Romans as well.
Whereabouts are you there, Murph?
Section 132.
Yeah, so we're behind the visitors' dugout,
Yep.
Okay.
about 18 rows up. It is a perfect vantage point. Right now, you can almost reach out and touch Maikel Franco, almost.
I dare you to do it.
Watch out now. It's a little dangerous
Oh, yeah,
right
it's
over
foul
the dugout
territory,
there. You
yeah.
get you a line drive. Check swing coming right at you.
Cat-like reflexes.
Michael Taylor's the batter, and the count is 0-1 to him. He grounded out his first time up. We had a smorgasbord in between games. Oh, and 2. Did you say you had a Schmitter? Did you have a Schmitter?
Well, I had half of it. It was so big. Delicious. All of it. The ribs, unbelievable.
Chickies and Pete's also sent up some fries. Appreciate that. 0-2 pitch to Taylor. Outside, 1-2.
Salt, peppery fries. What do they call
Crab
those?
fries.
Crab fries.
Yeah. Runner leads off second. That's Den Decker. In the dirt, blocked by Ruiz. Den Decker goes about halfway. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strike. Well, Mike, how do you feel about doing a doubleheader, huh? Feel pretty good?
I'm good right now.
Yeah? Right now.
Yeah, I'm fine with this. Yeah, sure.
Make sure you stay hydrated. Plenty of water. Plenty of soda.
We were getting some knocks, so we're having some fun talking about some runs scored. We're ahead in this game. You know that. We got 4 runs.
Severino just picked up his second strikeout.
Two-seamer up and in. Tied him up. Couldn't get the barrel to it.
Kind of a change-up, right? The way it was kind of looping in there.
The fact that he has a lead, too, they always talk about his pace, how important it is for his pace to stay up. Now, there's somebody on base, so his pace is obviously slowed down. But he's able to pitch from ahead. Espinosa fouls it back. It's 0-1. Would have been great if that ball went over toward where Murph was sitting with the Romans and somebody caught it. Ed or Rusty. Well, this is a nice catch by this gentleman. That's right.
Snatched it right out of the air.
Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hey, by the way, you asked what the record was for singles in an inning. We have it. Here we go.
I'm going to say 13.
We have the record?
No, we don't have the record. I'm sorry. 12. Back in 1989. Cincinnati Reds did it. Outside again, 2-1. Against the National League's Houston Astros at that time. Now the American League's Houston Astros.
The unstumpable Carl.
That was fast, actually, that Carl got that. That was good. Outside again, 3-1.
I've often thought Espinosa should be a lot better hitter than he is, Matt. He's got a nice plane to his swing. Got a good eye. I think he always swings so hard, right? Everything full bore on every swing. Switch hitter.
Fly ball, shallow right center field. Hernandez, the second baseman, is there. And that'll do it for the Nationals here in the third. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Murph will say goodbye to his friends for some time. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It's 4-0. $2.50. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. And buy Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop Nissan.com. And we start the bottom of the third. Phillies up 4-0 over Tanner Roark. And Cody Ashley, who started the last rally, which resulted in 6 hits, that ties the Phillies season high for hits in an inning. Now the 0-1 pitch to Ashe. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Tad inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good take. And you set up for that with the 2 fastballs off the plate in. Off speed, it's like a curve slurve. Starting in the strike zone, breaking down and in. Hard pitch to lay off of.
Ball kind of ate up Lobotome, too, the catcher. They're giving us some extra time right now.
See, now's when you can make some hay. You got a single your first time up. 3-2, leading off an inning. Should be a ball to hit right here.
Outside, ball 4. So Cody's on for the second time. Photo night for 2015 will be Saturday, July 18th, before the Phillies take on the Miami Marlins, July 17th, 18th, and 19th. It's Apple Vacations Photo Night presented by Now Resorts and Spas, a free magnetic photo frame for all fans. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. All right, Carlos Ruiz up for the second time. He popped out to short his first time up. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Fanatic making friends behind Ruiz. That one's popped up foul. Tyler Moore will give it a look. It's out of play. And it's 0-2.
Staring at Carlos here, Matt. Seeing if I could pick something up. Watch him on the monitor. It's so hard to see what the difference is. You know, it's so hard to see it. Even with Chase, you know, I mean, can't believe the numbers you're seeing on the scoreboard. Visually, you can't really see a difference in their approach.
That is the amazing part of it. You know, people ask about that all the time about Chase and Carlos. What do you see differently? And for a lot of us, it's like nothing. I mean, you guys might be able to see things better than we do, but nothing. Setup's the same. Both are in very good shape. At least for Carlos, it hasn't changed much at all. 0-2 pitch coming. And he lines that one out towards center field. Taylor going back and makes the catch. Ashley will go all the way back to first. Toyota Major League scoreboard. The Mets won game 1 of their day against the Reds 2-1. Game 2, it's tied at 2. That game is in the bottom of the 4th. Steven Matz made his Major League debut for the Mets on the mound. And he also picked up his first RBI. He had a 2-run double. Only the second Mets pitcher in their history to have an RBI in his first at bat. Todd Frazier's homered in that ball game as that one's chopped towards second. He has a 25 home run season again. It's a 4-6-3 double play. Side is retired here in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. We'll go to the top of the 4th inning. The Phillies and the Nationals game 2 of this doubleheader. as we go to the top of the 4th inning. They got all 4 runs in the second. 2015's Food Service Breakout Player of the Year is W.B. Mason, providing amazingly low prices on kitchen disposables, consumables, smallwares, and so much more from your new restaurant partner. Who but W.B. Mason?
Before we get going here, Tommy, Matt and I, at the break there, we're talking about Carlos, and he brought Carlos up on the screen here on the telestrator, and I really think, Matt, I think it's something. Yeah, I think it's something you should share with him. Actually,
I think if you look at his hands right here, you're always taught one as a hitter, the grip has to be very loose, and when that top hand is wrapped over, your upper body becomes very tense, and your forearms and your muscles are all tense, and the key is when you're hitting. So if he has his hands wrapped this way, it's a matter of all of a sudden just turning that hand back a little bit, and what it does is it just relaxes your forearms for one. So if I'm hitting here, it's all tense. Now all of a sudden, if I relax, my shoulders relax, my forearms relax. Now all of a sudden you have better bat speed. But the tighter you hold the bat with your hand, the tighter your swing is, which means that your bat speed is dropped in the zone.
There's a opposite field shot toward the right field corner for Escobar, and he's going to get to second base. Dominic Brown's throw just a little late, gets by Blanco, and a leadoff double here in the 4th inning. Now, is that something you've seen before from Carlos over the years? Because I know you're pretty close with him.
It is. Carlos and I have talked a lot, even when I was here in 08 and 09. And first thing I asked him was, let me see your grip. And he would get in that habit of get in there and you call choking the bat. That hand would get all of a sudden too tight. Then all of a sudden, once you had that top hand, everything just loosens up. You can tell my shoulders, my arms are out like this way. All of a sudden, that hand moves a little bit.
Yeah.
Everything just relaxes. And I think you get so tight that the tighter you are with your swing, your bat speed is slower.
Yeah, and the more relaxed you are, the more you have control of things as well.
And that is the key, is to have a loose upper body, loose hands, better bat speed.
1 ball and no strikes to Clint Robinson. Robinson fouls it back, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the thing about Carlos too is that he's open to those suggestions.
Definitely. Oh, he's a joy to chat with about hitting. He's all ears. He's very respectful. Yes, without question. Matt.
That one gets under the glove of Franco. Escobar is going to score. Ashley's throw goes to second, and the Nationals have put a run on the board here. It's a 4-1 ball game. They scored a hit. That ball got on Franco pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's tough for that left-handed hitter to smoke a ball by that third baseman. That's good hitting. But, Matt, I really do think you share that with Carlos. I would. Tomorrow, I think you should go down there and do that.
Ian Desmond's the hitter. He lined out to Franco at third, and he pops this one foul over the Phillies dugout. It's no balls and 1 strike to him.
Sometimes it can be just a little thing, you know, for a hitter, for a golfer, for a pitcher. Just a little thing to change everything, just to free up your mind, free up your metabolism, relax it. It could be just enough to take a light grip or control your breathing.
The other part of it too is it's another set of eyes that, you know, that it's not yours. I mean, you're looking at video and you might not be able to see anything, but somebody else could. 1 ball, 1 strike to Desmond. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Just a little outside with that breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Foul.
See, for our folks out there watching right now, that everybody thinks Ryan Howard strikes out more than anybody. We're looking at a hitter right here that has more strikeouts than Ryan Howard. Ian Desmond, free agent next year.
84 strikeouts for Ian Desmond. He can also do that just like Howard. That one is popped deep to left field. That's going to be a long home run. The second to last row on the foot of Ashburn Alley, and it's a one-run game.
Maybe I shouldn't have brought that up. The timing was bad.
That is a powerful swing right there by Ian Desmond.
But it's definitely the modern day hitter, Tommy. It's the modern day hitter. 84 strikeouts, and every now and then you do this to a ball. Measure the distance, measure the time it's in the air. Talk about it at length.
I mean, that's well over 400 feet right there. Clint Robinson, Jose Lobaton, the batter. Lobaton 0 for 1. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside again, 2-2. Severino thought that may have gotten the outside part of the plate. It looked like it just missed. Tyler Moore's on deck. Severino Gonzalez. We've seen that happen before, and Lobaton is safe at first. Well, they're getting some pretty good swings on him right now. An infield hit, still nobody out. Looks like he's okay.
Well, the four-run lead. Now we have the tying run at first base.
Here's Moore. Popped out to shortstop his first time up. And he hits that foul back toward us and out of play, and it's 0-1. Nationals got Tyler Moore in the 16th round out of Mississippi State. They drafted him in 2008 in the 16th round. Last year he played in 42 games in the big leagues. He's played in 52 now, counting this one. First time he came up to the big leagues was back in 2012, where he had 10 home runs in a short period of time. Severino better get the ball down here a little bit.
Yeah, this inning, you see the 8 balls and 15 strikes. You know, the double to Escobar misses location. Robinson misses location. Desmond hanging slider. Lobaton fastball out over the plate, so he needs to get down in the zone.
And he gets a strikeout as that one is up in the zone. Got away with an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Budweiser is still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. And now Matt Dendecker will be the hitter.
Okay, no problem.
Dendecker's first time up, reached on a single to right. Outside, 1-0.
They throw over first a lot when you were on first, Matt?
No. If they did, it was a balk because I usually had the first baseman playing behind me.
Come on, early on in the career they used to throw over, right?
They did. That was back when I could look down and see my shoes.
2 balls and no strikes to Dendecker. That one's in there. It's 2-1. 77 pitches now for Severino Gonzalez with 1 out here in the 4th. Roark is in the on-deck circle waiting to hit. That ball's hit well. Deep to center field. Herrera going back. He has room. Makes the catch. And there are 2 outs. Back to first base goes Lobaton. Pretty good swing, but it stays in the yard.
Another fastball outer half. I think they luckily hit the ball to center field, the big part of the field.
Well, Roark, his first time up, sacrificed. He takes a breaking ball. It's 0-1. Check swing. He went, says Jerry Meals. Roark doesn't think so.
Neither does the bench.
You got to pick up a lot, huh? .32 pitches this inning. This will be number 33 for Roark. And now the 0-2 pitch. Outside.
Well, Joe, the infielders took a step toward the dugout.
Yeah.
Come on, it's just a pitcher.
Tapper back over the mound. Blanco will just take it to the bag, and the inning is over. But some damage done by the Nationals. They scored 3 runs. Ian Desmond's 2-run home run makes it a 1-run game as we go to the bottom of the 4th. you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. And by the Quality Plus Sports Stores. Go further. Home half of the fourth inning. The Phillies lead is at 1. It's 4-3. Tanner Roark will go back to work. He'll face Severino Gonzalez. And then the top of the Phillies order, Odubel Herrera and Cesar Hernandez. Tanner Roark has allowed 7 hits and 4 runs so far, but his team has pulled him back within 1. Nationals as a team are second in the National League in runs scored to the Colorado Rockies, who have scored 341. They're also among the top 5 in home runs. You couple that with that starting rotation they have. Even with all the injuries that they've sustained this year, like a lot of teams, they've been able to, keep themselves in the lead in the division.
Yeah.
Max Scherzer's been a big reason why. I mean, they've got some big boppers out of the lineup.
I guess Rendon, Zimmerman, Worth are all out. Pfister is just coming back, their 5th starter.
Obviously, Span was out yesterday with back spasms.
Right.
Harper was out with his bad hamstrings. He played in game 1 of this doubleheader.
Talk about the strength of pitching. You can go into the second game of a doubleheader. We got to call a guy up from the minor leagues to pitch, and they got a guy who won 15 games last year.
Well, there's the first major league hit for Severino Gonzalez. A line drive single to right field. He had a hustle because Dendecker was coming up ready to fire.
Get the ball.
Oh, we'll get it.
Glad he didn't hit that a little harder. Were you thinking that?
I was. Excuse me. I was watching him come out of the batter's box, and he was running full speed to first base. So, congratulations on your first big league knock. Something you'll never forget.
He gets his first RBI, and now his first base hit in the same game. He's at first for Odubel Herrera. He shows bunt, takes low, 1 ball, no strikes.
Looking at the third baseman standing there talking to him. He's yelling at him. He's like, come on, bunt. Look how close he was on that
He
pitch.
was way in. Now he'll back up a little bit. You played on turf. Did you like to get that close?
No. No. I mean, like right now, I'd be going, all right, I'm right here. Go ahead. Try. Yeah, go ahead. You can have it. They got a little game going there now. Him and the third baseman, Odubel and the third baseman. Probably know each other from winter ball. You know, Escobar.
Two balls and 1 strike. Gonzalez not really being held on over at first. Odubel's average at 245 with his base hit today, 1 for 2. And he's got 2 hits. That one's off the end of the bat into right center field. Up to second base goes Gonzalez. That'll put 2 on with nobody out for Cesar Hernandez. Well, Torito's been pretty quiet recently, but he's got 2 hits here today.
Yes, he does. 2-strike serve over second base. Good hitting. Bunt here, Matt?
No, I wouldn't. Not in the bottom of the 4th. Hernandez will swing the bat well. I'd bunt him.
He punts foul. It's 0-1. He's got to bunt it to Escobar at third base to try to get Gonzalez over to third. He does bunt it toward third. It's a beauty. Their only play is to first, and they better hurry, and just in time to get Hernandez. I mean, just in time. Pete Buchanan's coming up the stairs. Bo's going to go to the phone. They'll review that one underneath to see if they should challenge it or not. Thought they got him, but it was awfully close. Yep, they got him.
Well, he's been involved in some really close plays.
Well, they were initially going to review it. Now they decided not to. And Jerry Meals was heading over. And now Pete Buchanan is telling Jerry, no, we don't want to review that. All right, forget about it. 5-4 on the putout. Sacrifice is successful. And here is Franco. Franco is 1 for 2. Single his last time up, picked up an RBI. His average at 304. Man's got a chance to have the best batting average in the National League in the month of June. That's how good he's been. Fly ball left field. Tagging is Gonzalez at third. Long run for Robinson. He can't get it.
Heck of a pick right there.
It wasn't very. It was a pick by a first baseman, kind of. He's a little tuckered out now as he goes back to left field.
Well, that ball was in the air for a long time.
It was.
Must not have got a good break on it.
Well, the Phillies are trying to stop the Nationals' 8-game winning streak. The Nationals during that time have averaged nearly 5 runs per game in the starters ERA. Matt, you pointed that out earlier. 0.77. Broken back ground ball into center field. 1 run is in. Here comes Herrera. He's going to score, and the Phillies tack on. They lead it 6-3. 3 RBIs today for Maikel Franco.
See, that's why you bunt Hernandez.
Well, that's right.
Beautifully.
And let's make note of this too. That is really, really good hitting. From a young man that has a tendency to overswing pressure situations, he made that pitcher jam him with a fastball. He forced the ball. Watch this. He forces the ball right back through the middle to get at least 1 run in. And as it turned out, 2. Broke the bat.
Broke the bat.
That's right. Absolutely fantastic hitting.
Well, Dominic Brown now the batter, and he takes a strike. Franco now with those 3 RBIs has 32. 32, and let's face it, he hasn't played the entire year up here in the big leagues. No balls, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
"41 games.
32 RBIs
32
in 41
RBIs.
games. Off the end of the bat, that's going to drop for a hit. Dominic Brown has 2 hits today. And with 1 man down, the Phillies have first and second. And Darren Ruff will be the batter.
You see Dominic getting into the action a little bit here. Maybe he just needs to be the cleanup hitter.
Outside, 1-0.
So is it safe to say that the Phillies are singling them to death?
Oh, they're singling them to death, all right.
Out of 11 knocks, 10 singles. Blanco had the double.
Take anything they can get at this point, Matt.
Amen.
1-0 pitch to Ruff. Outside, 2-0. Bullpen action begins for the Nationals. Felipe Rivero, the left-hander, warming up. Phillies fans, next time you're coming to the ballpark looking for great seats, go to StubHub, where there are no surprise fees at checkout. That's right, on StubHub, the price you see is the price you pay. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of Phillies.com. There is Rivero. Pickoff play on. Franco leans himself back into the bag. And that one's a hot shot into left field, a base hit. Franco will hold up at third. Oh, he's being waved home. Robinson's throw to the plate cut off. 7-3 Phillies on top.
Mark down another single. And an RBI.
RBI for Ruff.
Good hitting again.
Looks like that may be it for Tanner Roark. Matt Williams is about to head out toward the mound. That is going to be it for the right-hander. There'll be a pitching change for the Nationals. They'll bring in the lefty to face Cody Ashe. So Roark in this spot start. He'll be taken out of the ball game. So pitching change here in Philadelphia. Game 2 of this doubleheader. The Phils 7 runs on 12 base hits. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we return. July 19th, all fans 15 and older will receive the Pennsylvania Auto Theft Prevention Authority travel mug. You can get tickets by going to Phillies.com. 7-3 Phillies on top, bottom of the 4th inning, 1 man down. Pitching change for the Nationals. They bring in the left-hander Felipe Rivero. So Rivero, the left-hander, see his numbers, 1-0, a 3.60 ERA. And Ashe today is 1 for 1 with a run scored and a walk. He's got 2 runners on base. Good play by Lobaton to corral that. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
The scouting report on Rivero is that he's got a good fastball, 93 to 96. Change 87 to 88. You just saw the slider, which is 78 to 81.
Fastball jumps on Ashe. It's low. It's 2-0. Rivero, 23 years old. The Nationals picked him up from the Tampa Bay Rays along with the guy behind the plate, Jose Lobaton. Made February of last year. He pitched in Double-A a season ago. Had a play. And it's 2-1 to Ashe. That one's down the left field line toward foul territory over the tarp. So 2-2 to Cody.
So what are you guys' plans 4th of July weekend?
Well, we're going to be in Atlanta.
You're going to be.
We're not going to be able to sit on the back deck and watch all those fireworks going. You want to come down to Atlanta, celebrate the 4th with us? 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ashe. And he lines it into left field, another base hit. Ground to third, he'll be held there.
Who said hitting isn't contagious?
Seriously, that's 13 hits now for the Phils today. It loads up the bases. And Carlos Ruiz will be the hitter.
It's a deal with Yunel Escobar over here. He's like bailed out on that play. The ball went by him and he got something in his eye. And we don't need a cutoff man here.
It's very dusty out there, Mike.
I almost wish you'd have run down to the clubhouse and laid that on Chooch before this at bat.
And he rockets one foul down the right field line. Ooh.
Tell you what, he smoked that ball to center field right before the break last time. We didn't get to talk about it, but I mean, right on the nose, straight away center field. You got a good look right there, huh?
A little low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 97 on that fastball from Rivero, who had arm trouble last year. Spent a good portion of the month of May on the disabled list. One ball, 1 strike. Should get a pretty good pitch in here with the count 3 balls and 1 strike.
Well, you're right, Tommy. That's when you want to try to crush it. You don't want to try to hit it out of the ballpark. You just want to square it up with a nice 80% crisp swing.
And he pops it straight up foul up above our heads. And it's 3-2. Fly ball center field. That'll be deep enough to score Brown, or at least it should be. Taylor gets it. Rupp draws the throw. Sacrifice fly. It's 8-3 Phillies. And for the second time in this ballgame, the Phillies are going to bat around in an inning. Their quiet day offensively in game one. They've come to life for 8 runs on 13 hits here in game 2.
The 2-strike RBI. The ball straight away. Didn't try to pull it and roll over into a double play. Straight away, get that run in.
So Blanco, who hit into a double play his last time up, doubled and scored his first time up. Takes a fastball, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Baseball for the left-hander. Shot up top near the bleacher seats, near the Budweiser rooftop. Both bullpens quiet right now as we speak. One ball, 1 strike. Trying to get the outside part of the plate, but it was just off the outer edge. See the runners taking their lead. Ball was spinning up here to the Hall of Fame club and took a huge bounce down to that young guy. He hurt his hand. Great grab, though. Here it comes. Watch. Got to be ready. Don't know where it's coming. Oh, boy. There's another one. He couldn't corral it. That ball was hit pretty hard. We're watching all these foul balls being bounced all over the place. There was a young boy right there. Oh, he had it. He had it. It was right there. He was. Oh no.
Brought his glove.
He had it. Oh man. Out toward left center field. That's well hit. Taylor going back toward the track, out toward the wall, makes the catch. He made that catch look pretty easy. And the Phillies are retired here in the bottom of the 4th inning. However, they score 4 more runs in the inning. Severino Gonzalez picked up his first major league hit. That started everything for the Phils. And then a handful of hits later, the Phils had an 8-3 lead over the Nets. Time now for the Jeep Stuff the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. All right, guys, here we go. Who is the only Phillies player to hit 2 pinch-hit grand slams in the same season? What do you think there, Michael?
One of the most underrated people in baseball history, Davey Johnson.
That's a pretty good statement right there. Yeah, back in April and June of '78, he had 2 pinch-hit grand slams.
Davey at one time held the record, if he doesn't still, for home runs by a second baseman. Davey hit behind Hank Aaron. Davey hit behind Sadahara O.
I forgot about that in Japan.
Japan. Davey won world championships with the Mets as manager of the Mets. Did he? I know he managed the Orioles.
Nationals.
Reds, and Dodgers.
Correct, Dodgers.
That's a pretty good resume for managing. I'm trying to think if he took any of those other teams to the World Series.
I don't think he did. I think he took it to the postseason, but not to the World Series. As Taylor is struck out, and there's one away.
Managed the World Baseball Classic team.
Were you on that staff?
Mm-hmm.
Is that 06?
Mm-hmm. And a great friend.
Yeah, he was a very successful manager for a long time in the big leagues. Denny Espinosa will be the batter with 1 out here in the 5th inning. And a foul ball. It's no balls and 1 strike. And now he's fishing a lot, I would think. Davey Johnson.
I think he's traveling.
Is he?
A lot, spending a lot of time taking his wife, beautiful wife Susan, around the world. Well deserved.
Well, he did a very good job with this team, with his Nationals team. After Jim Riggleman jumped ship, he basically took over and sort of guided a young group to the postseason. Matt Williams eventually took over for him. Over toward the first base side, a foul ball, and it's 1-2.
Are we here alone?
We are. We've lost our pinch hitter. He has been placed on assignment, at least for the next few moments.
Do you mind if I move over so I can use the telestrator?
Do you want to use the telestrator?
Oh my gosh, I've always dreamed of using the telestrator.
Just hope we have something to telestrate here. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Might our compadre turn up somewhere in the next few minutes?
He very well could turn up. He's on assignment. He's destined. He was destined to be a traveling reporter at some point. That one is lifted foul. Michael Franco is over toward the railing. And it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. All right, so what are you going to tell us, Jake? Anything?
Well, first of all, I'm trying to write.
You got to really push down on it. There you go. You're getting there. Use your nail.
Oh, all right. Clear screen. Hang on.
Here, there's a
stylus. No, really, it's not. Let's go back to the game.
There's a pen up on top. Stylus.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that'll make it easier for you. There you go.
How come I'm writing? We're boring our audience out here.
Foul tip hung on to by Ruiz. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gonzalez. And there are 2 outs.
You're on your own. I'm over here.
Just going to kind of draw things out there.
Where do you want your X? Having some fun now.
Well, Escobar has walked. He's also doubled and scored a run. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Ooh. All right, so now he's upset about that.
Yeah. So we'll back off the plate a little bit if you don't like the ball next to your hands, since your hands are right on the inside corner.
He just apologized, it looked like, to Ruiz for doing that. But, he is a diver.
Well, you stand. Look.
Yeah.
Well, you're not allowed to throw a ball near him. Is that the deal?
I guess in his mind. 2 balls, no strikes to Escobar. And he fouls it away. He's making a fist with that hand that was hit. Well, Severino is down in this inning.
Not a lot of room to throw in there. This is the target right here.
Chopper over to third and knocked down by Franco, but that'll be an error.
All right, I've had enough of this telestrator. I can't get it to right.
Oh, they threw behind him and he gets back. How about that? They nearly had Escobar off the bag.
How about that?
Almost got him napping over there at first.
Yeah, that's a play you want to make when it's 8-3. How'd that go? Our friend's back. While you were gone, I tried to use a telestrator and
I saw that.
Absolutely total failure.
I thought you guys were playing some tic-tac-toe or something up here.
Well, we started to. No balls and 1 strike to Robinson. And that's in there. It's 0-2.
You get a little giddy in these doubleheaders.
Outside, 1-2. This will probably be the last inning for Gonzalez. He's due to lead things off in the bottom of the 5th. He's at 104 pitches. Got him. Threw him a changeup. That was a good one. He struck out 3 batters in the inning. No runs, no hits. 1 man left. There was 1 error for the Phils. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Phillies lead it by 5. Select weekend dates here at Citizens Bank Park. You can go to Phillies.com to check it out. 4 tickets, 4 Hatfield hot dogs, and 4 Cokes for $100. Go to Phillies.com. See which dates are available for the family 4-packs. Home half of the 5th inning. It's 8-3. Phillies on top.
Well, if they're taking him out, they're going to let him hit.
Oh, yeah. Severino
1 for 1
Gonzalez
with an RBI.
Yeah, he's going to lead it off.
No one is warming up.
Well, you know, I only assumed that because he was over 100 pitches, and I was trying to.
But you're pretty used to it,
yeah,
for sure. I think we all did.
Severino takes on the inside corner. It's 0-1.
I like the fact that Severino walked up and was standing in the dirt as the pitcher was warming up.
So he certainly looks like he has an idea at the plate just by his setup. Now, whether he's able to convert that, that's the other part of it. Closed stance. Well, closed shoulder, I should say. And he strikes out.
I have a question for you. Do they use a DH in AAA?
They do. But it's only in American League cities. Like if an American League affiliate is the home team, that's when they use it. At least that's my understanding. Phillies offense, they haven't needed a designated hitter here today. Everybody's contributed. Ruiz doesn't have a hit, but he has a sacrifice fly. 2 hits apiece for the top 4 hitters. In fact, the top 4 hitters have 5 RBIs as well. Here's one of those hitters, and Odubel Herrera. Up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Six runs in the previous 3 games for the Phils, 8 runs here today. So they've broken out. Hopefully they can break out for a victory. Fouled back. All right, so in AAA, if it's an American League affiliate, home or road, the designator is used. I didn't know that. Designator is used. AA, it used to be different. It used to just be in the American League city. That's a strike, and it's 1-2. All right, guys, we're almost halfway through this season. Is Odubel, is he still worth the Rule 5 pick the Phillies had? I mean, I think he's done very well defensively out in center field, and he's shown spurts of offense. That's a rocket. Base hit into right field.
You know, got 3 today.
You know, Tom, I do. I think it's a great pickup. One, he's getting a full year of a learning experience, learning the league, being around big league baseball for a year, playing AA last year. And like you said, showing spurts of playing very well. We all know he can hit. It's just a matter if he can make adjustments or not.
He's got his average back over 250, raised it 9 points already with his 3 hits today. And a pitch outside, 1-0.
Well, the inconsistency for me with the lineups, the personnel, the experiments, Ashe in left field, Ben having the great, there's a ball up the middle. Hernandez having another base hit by Cesar. Having a great day. But, you know, just all the personnel confusion that we've had, I think, has hurt Odubel. You know, I mean, they've had to play some of the other guys. And,
right.
You know, if you go, guys go 0 for 7, 0 for 8, 0 for 10, they find that some other guys are going to get a shot to play. And he hadn't been able to stay in the lineup on a regular basis and fight through the tough times, you know.
Great point.
And that's all part of it, is fighting through those tough times.
I believe it is. I mean, I used to use the term calluses. I mean, you have to build calluses as a player in order to toughen up your hands over the long haul. You have to build calluses while playing every day and taking your lumps, going through the 0 for 8s, 0 for 10s, 0 for 12s, just being out there every day and learning how to grow, how to get through the tough times is what makes you a great player over the long haul.
Well, ball and 1 strike to Franco. Franco has 3 RBIs today, 32 on the season in 41 games. I think Franco was a little upset about that pitch just by the way he knocked the dirt from his spikes. Either that or he was upset he took the pitch. One ball, 2 strikes. Pops it foul over the Phillies dugout. Odubel's off second base. Nazar's off first. In the dirt, 2-2. And by the way, you're all right, Matt. They are going to have Severino go out there and pitch the top of the 6th inning. Bullpen was not overused in game 1. Really, for either team, the bullpen was not overused. Steven Strasburg went 7. Kevin Correa got lifted in the 6th inning, but nobody was really burdened. Swing and a miss. The runners will advance on that strikeout on a wild pitch. And it means 2nd and 3rd for Dominic Brown. Severino Gonzalez has 1 win in the minor leagues this year, and he has 2 already in the big leagues, and he's trying to make it 3. Broken bat. And Espinosa throws Brown outside, is retired. The Phils get a couple of hits in the inning. They leave 2. We've played 5. Severino Gonzalez will go back to work when we return to Philadelphia. Opening eyes all around Major League Baseball. At third base, Mikel's glove has been sensational, and his arm is fired like a cannon when called upon. His bat has not disappointed anyone, swinging to an average in the high 300s during the month of June. Franco's power and production has been plentiful, connecting for 3 home runs and 10 RBIs in the first 2 games of the Yankees series alone. His offense and defense has been special and are brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Franco 2 for 4 today with 3 RBIs. His average at 306, 10 home runs and 32 runs batted in. He's had himself a pretty good day, even with that strikeout his last time up. We start the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Ian Desmond against Severino Gonzalez, who is at 106 pitches. Big rip. Desmond's home run, obviously, we mentioned before, 460 feet. It's the longest home run this year here at Citizens Bank Park. It wasn't a cheapie. Out toward the foot of Ashburn Alley. Last year, the longest home run, and we remember this one, was Giancarlo Stanton, 469. That was way out in left center field. Grounder foul. Ball, 2 strikes. Out toward right field, and that'll slice into the seats and out of play. Ruff and Brown both look at it. And it shoots right on back. Tip, he just got a piece of it. Ruiz couldn't hang on. Foul ball, I should say. And it remains 1-2. All right, so here's the distribution and out. So what do you guys think of Severino today? Remarkable. He's only won 1 game in AAA.
I think that minus the 4th inning when he ran into location problems, he's been very good. I really like this changeup tonight. Has that down. Took a split finger action.
And he gets a strikeout of Desmond. Let's check in with Greg Murphy with a Coors Light Cold Hard Fact. Murph.
Yeah, it is that time indeed, Tom. And you may remember this. I think you probably do. On this date in 2004, in a 14-6 win over the Expos at Citizens Bank Park, David Bell became the 7th player in Phillies history to hit for the cycle, and he joins his grandfather Gus as the only grandfather-grandson team to both hit for the cycle in Major League Baseball. How about that?
18 career triples for David Bell. I do remember that. Oh, man, that ball is crushed deep to right field. It is gone.
Measurable.
Wow. I'll tell you, when it left the bat, I thought it was even going to go farther than that. I mean, that was a shot by Lobaton.
It's going to be testing that 460. Yeah, that's deep. Matt, that's out there in your seats. Huh? It's out there in Stairsville, baby.
I mean, it was high, and it was gone off the bat as long as it was fair, and he knew it was coming, I guess.
And it was loud.
It
fastball,
was loud.
Little uppercut swing. Nice thing about it was a solo home run.
Great thing. There were people out there. They didn't even know the ball was coming out. They were startled when they heard the clanging. Well, that's it for Severino Gonzalez. So he goes 5 1/3 here this afternoon. Phillies will go to the bullpen for Genmar Gomez. Insurance MLB All-Star Game ballot now at Phillies.com. Voting is exclusively online and available on your computer, tablet, and smartphone. Vote up to 35 times at Phillies.com. There's a view from Mike Miller's camera over the first base line. Phillies dugout. That's Jenmar Gomez, who will take over for the Phils here in the top of the 6th inning with one man down. Gomez 0-1, a 1.69 ERA. Gomez pitched a third of an inning in the first game today. Severino Gonzalez gets 7 strikeouts here today. He allowed 2 home runs. And Moore takes outside. It's 1-0. I would think that Severino will go back down after today because he is the 26th player. If for some reason the Phillies need to bring him back up, let's say in the next 4 or 5 days, maybe his next turn, they can bring him back up. You know, usually when you send a guy down, you have to let him sit for 10 days unless there's an injury. Not when he's the 26th man, when they expand the roster for these doubleheaders. 2-0. That's a rocket down the left field line for Tyler Moore. It's going to the corner. And Moore on his way to second will get there standing with a double. Well, let's take a look at Severino's day. I mean, he was moving. His fastball was all over the strike zone here this afternoon.
It was. He had 7 strikeouts, like you mentioned, Tom. He only had 1 walk. When he needed to elevate the fastball, he was getting some swing and misses. Thought he had very good control of that changeup right there. Had the hitters off balance. And I really think all in all, he did a very nice job, minus the 4th inning.
Yeah, I really thought he ran out of gas in the 4th inning. I thought, oh, he's not going to be around for much longer because he looked like he was out of gas.
What I like about him is he competes. He keeps the game moving, and you can just tell by his presence on the mound. He loves to compete, and that's a great trait to have. Doesn't overthink things.
Trust his catcher.
Mm-hmm. He has to.
Yep.
I mean, you have to trust your catcher, but Carlos Ruiz is the catcher from Panama. Outside, 2-0 to Den Decker. Center field. Lodubel Herrera goes back. He'll be under it. He'll make the catch. Moore was late getting back to tag. He holds up. 2 outs. And Wilmer Defoe will be the pinch hitter. He'll be the pinch hitter for the Nationals. He is the 26th man for Washington. He was added today, and he'll be sent back out after today. .299 in the minor leagues, 3 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Tight one for Williamsport right now. There are 8-game winning streaks on the line. It's a 2-2 game in the 8th inning. Off-speed pitch, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, under the radar, Gomez is really putting together some good numbers.
Very good numbers. Takes his time out there between pitches, but he bears down when he needs to. I like his changeup. The split finger fastball right here.
I was going to say, you're going to see it right here.
Yeah.
There's a Rajo. one didn't come all the way back down. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, all in all, the bullpen still has to be ranked as a very pleasant surprise, you know, in this tough year.
Yeah, I think certain guys like Giles, Papelbon, Gomez,
Garcia,
Araujo. As Gomez gets the strikeout to finish up the 6th inning. 1 run does score on a home run. Wake up, Greg Farnese. We got a baseball game going on. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Chevrolet. Visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. By Jefferson, where health is all we do. Call 1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu. And by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com today. Oh, a Sunday afternoon doubleheader, a twin bill, the old school style. Phillies lost game 1. Nationals won that one 3-2. Now the Phils lead this one 8-4. Back when they used to schedule doubleheaders, Sunday was the day. They would normally schedule them on Sundays. And then the term twilight doubleheader came into
the old 5:35 start.
Darren Ruff leads things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Blake Trinan is the new pitcher. Had a breaking ball. It's 0-1. Down in the minor leagues, doubleheaders are 7 innings.
Right. I was going to say, we talk about doubleheader today, and the minor leagues have doubleheaders all the time.
All the time, yeah. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's in there. It's 0-2. But as I mentioned, you know, a lot of minor league teams are going with the same theory of, if they draw well, the day-night doubleheader to try to get 2 gates coming in. Not schedule it, but if there's a rain out. All right, so if you had a doubleheader on a Sunday that was scheduled, would you then have an off day every week almost?
Are you asking me back in the day?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
One away here in the 6th.
You might have 3 scheduled doubleheaders a year.
So it would only shorten the season by a small portion if you did it. That was back in the day when Bernie was going to a game as a fan.
I like that Nike shirt.
That is a nice shirt. Bernie, you should get those for us and put a Phillies P on it. We'll wear it on TV.
Wow.
Here's Cody Ashe that he takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. You're going to have to make a phone call and get one of those, Mike.
Made a mental note of that already.
I figured you had that in your head. 2-0. Popped up left side. Desmond. And he puts it away for the 2nd out. Monday night at 5, Michael Barkett is joined by Phillies top sports writers to talk about the aftermath of the NBA and NHL drafts. Watch Phillies Sports Talk, presented by Comcast Business, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Is Michael still down in the Comcast suite? We haven't seen him in a while. See if he hung in there with everybody else. Uh-oh, the doors are closed.
Negative.
They've closed up shop. There's a breaking ball. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. That's in there. 1-1. Carlos is 0 for 2. He had a sac fly his last time up. He's popped out and he's flied out. Chopper left side. Escobar is going to cut it off, and he has time to throw him out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Trinan. Phillies go down in order for the first time in this game 2. We'll move to the 7th. That was one of the greatest when that young man didn't get that foul ball, and he threw the hat down, threw the glove down. One of the ushers did give him a baseball, which was very cool. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. Phillies with 15 hits, 8 runs on 15 hits. Ian Desmond does have a home run, a 460-foot home run. Phillies batted around in the 2nd and the 4th. And right now, Severino Gonzalez stands to be the winner if the Phillies can hang on and get 9 more outs. First up to try to do that after Genmar Gomez is Elvis Araujo. And Araujo in his 21st game is 1-1 with an earned run average of 3.12. He'll face the top of the order. First pitch is up and away, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. So Genmar Gomez is a full inning of work and no runs between 2 games today. Out of play, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Phillies have 4 games coming up against the Milwaukee Brewers. Maybe they can make some hay against them. The Brewers have struggled this year. That one's off the hand, spinning out toward Ruff, and I don't think Araujo is going to win the race. Nope. Was right as soon as the ball was hit. kid is just too fast if you're not going to get off the mound right away.
Well, Darren wandered pretty far off of first base to get to this ball. Araujo kind of falls off toward third base. It's hard for him to get back and beat that Speedy Taylor, but I think maybe had the ball right when it was hit if Cesar Hernandez would have called for the ball. I got it right away. Then Darren could have ran to first base and they'd, got him. It's so important for your first baseman to know where your second baseman is all the time, where he's playing, so that first baseman knows the second baseman can get anything to his right.
Is that hard from an instinctive standpoint to shut it down and say, okay, I'm not going to get it, I'm going to go if you think you can get it?
If the second baseman's telling you, I'm right here, I got this
then
hole, I got this hole, unless it's a hard shot where you instinctively dive for it, it's something where you're going to range a long way to your right, you probably would take a step and then stop and realize he's there and run to first base.
Espinosa's 0 for 3. A ground out, a pop out, and a strikeout. Here in the top of the 7th inning, the Phillies lead it 8-4. Taylor can run.
I thought Araujo might have tried to tag the runner.
Yeah. Well, he yelled something at himself after he.
Very good point. He could catch it and bring it back on the runner. Yeah.
That one's to left field. Ashe going back. And it's playable, and he makes the catch. And back to first base goes Taylor. These lucky fans are today's Citizens 7. They will receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal. That's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank.
But it is so easy for us to sit up here and think about tagging him the runner. I mean, when you've done this 100 times in spring training and you're concentrating on finding the bag.
Yeah. Escobar is 1 for 2. Like those seats out in left field. That ball gets away from Ruiz, and that'll be a Carlos pass ball that allows Taylor to move up to second base.
Fastball. It's gonna. Thomas scored that a wild pitch.
That is a wild pitch, not a pass ball, according to Jay Dunn. I wrote it down a little too soon.
Or you wrote it down correct.
Well,
got him a little backwards today.
One ball and no strikes to Escobar. To the right side, Cesar has it. 2 outs, runner at third. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire, the opposition 1-2-3. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies will not see the Nationals again until September. They will see them 2 more times in September. Heck, by the time they see them again, they may not have the division wrapped up, but they may be awfully close. They don't see them until the 14th of September. As long as they're healthy, I just don't see anybody else in the East being able to catch them. I mean, the Mets probably could match up pitching wise with them, pitching staff wise, but I don't know if they can match up offensively with them.
If they're putting 8-game winning streaks in a row without, Zimmerman, Rendon, Worth, in the lineup, the meat of their batting order, they're going to be very good when they come back.
People always have this debate on, what's going to win games. Is it going to be a great staff? Is it going to be great offense? A combination of both? Well, I think you're seeing a combination of both with the Nationals. There's a strike, and it's 2-2. That one is looped out toward left center field. It'll drop for a hit, and this is an 8-5 ball game. Robinson with his second RBI.
Again, nice hitting, a lefty on lefty. 2-out RBIs are big no matter when they come. A little time-consuming chat right here.
Trying to get Giles ready out in the pen. Pete Mackanin up on the stairs, and here he comes. He's going to head out toward home plate. Going to be a double switch. So Giles is going to pitch more than an inning here. He did not pitch in game number 1. Ben Revere will check in. Cody Ashley will check out. So pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. Ken Giles is loosening up, getting ready to commit to this ball game. And we'll tell you all about him when we return to the ballpark. Introduce you to our Hyundai defensive play of the game.
Well, and I'd like to introduce Ian Dedman, line drive to Michael Franco at third base. An absolute rocket. Trying the other way. Ball came, kept on coming into him. Good hands. Yeah. Ball is absolutely rocketed. That's our defense brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Phillies lead at 8-5. They have a runner at first base. Ken Giles is on the pitch here in the bottom or top of the 7th inning. So you figure Giles is going to be in to try to get the last out here and then pitch the 8th inning, setting it up for Papelbon. I say that because Ben Revere is in the game out in left field. Giles 3-1, a 1.69 earned run average, all part of a double switch. Desmond has a home run today. It was a 2-run shot. He's batting with Robinson over at first base. Inside, 1-0. Well, Giles has been one of those bright spots that Mike talked about from the bullpen. He's been a bright spot. Genmar Gomez, Papelbon, of course. That one's popped up rough over toward the seats. Does he have room? Nope. Out lot of room. Oh, man. Diving all over the concrete for that ball.
Imagine when I played, it was a fine to throw the ball in the stands. How aggressive people must have been then for a baseball.
What do you?
If they are now, when
yeah.
you know 150 people leave the ballpark with a ball every day now.
It's interesting because I can't remember a time, and I watched games when you were playing. I can't remember a time where guys didn't throw the ball into the stands. But there was a movement even in minor league baseball at one point to stop throwing them into the stands.
You could not throw a baseball in the stands when I played.
Outside, 3-1. Now, would you from time to time?
It was fine. I didn't, so I don't know what the fine was. I just know I never saw anybody throw a baseball in the stands. Unless it was batting practice, maybe you had an old beat up ball or something, but or a friend, or you know.
Three balls, 2 strikes.
Did he start to stare at the bat routine, Desmond? I remember, you know what I mean, between pitches.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of college players watching College World Series are doing that now. It's another one of those little things that college players pick up from the major league players.
Ball 4, and that puts runners on first and second. All I know is that they talk about how slow the major league game is. Watching the College World Series, how slow some of those games were.
Oh, geez. Every pitch is some teams is called from the dugout.
Yeah. Well, here's Lobaton, his last time up. Bam.
This is a long one. The fastball first pitch. Very aggressive and woke those people up in the second deck.
Did we ever get a distance on that one?
Carl? 433. Was sitting right in front of me.
Shorter than the Desmond home run. I'll be darned. Seems like a longer poke out there than right out there.
Yeah, that one looked like it still had some distance to go.
Yeah, but don't they count that somehow?
Yeah.
The ball's on.
Yeah, whereas Desmond's was already coming down. There was distance to go. Just like Denny Espinosa, Andy Rabel did not have a beard when this game began. Game 1. Now he's got a full beard. It wasn't gray either. It was dark, and now it's gray. No balls and 2 strikes. Ken Giles trying to get the Phils through this 7th inning. Way upstairs. Ooh.
Just a bit high.
Gotta check those joints there, Carlos. Ligaments popping all over the place.
Yeah, I want to know how he catches this.
Whoop.
And that's 95.
People behind him going, leaning back a little
Field goal.
bit. Yeah. One ball and 2 strikes. He lays off. It's 2-2. Giles trying to get himself in sync here.
Yeah, they're throwing a lot of pitches. This doesn't bode well for a 2-inning stint.
Chopper out to short, and Blanco has it. He's going to go over to first base with this one, and the side is retired here. in the 7th inning. 1 run on 2 hits. 2 men left. Time to stretch. Game 2 of this doubleheader. Thank you very much. Game 2 of this doubleheader features the Phils leading the Nationals 8-5 as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Refreshing, great tasting Blizzard spring water is the new buzz around the water cooler. WB Mason offers free same-day delivery of 5-gallon Blizzard spring water bottles with no minimums or hidden fees. Andres Blanco will lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning against Blake Treinen. Blanco is 1 for 3. Hitting .281. Last time the Nationals were here in Philadelphia is when we saw Treinen for the first time. That one's popped up. Espinosa at second base. 1 away. And with that, it is time for the Major League Notebook. Murph, I thought we lost you, buddy.
Nope, I'm right here, presented by St. Joseph's University. And guys, the All-Star Game Home Run Derby going to have a little bit of a new look this year. It's going to be an 8-person field, and they're going to be split, seeded 1 through 8 based on their home runs total on July the 7th. Then they'll go head-to-head in timed rounds. You know, it used to be where you'd get a certain amount of outs and you hit as many home runs as you could. Well, now it's going to be 5 minutes. You hit as many home runs as you can. You're going head-to-head against someone else. If you win, you move on, and that's how they're going to work it this year. So a little bit of a different look for the All-Star Game, as that one is a fly ball to right field. And also, you guys talked about Steven Matz made his Major League debut for the New York Mets today on the mound. Well, how about this? He's on the hook for. He's going to get the win most likely because they're winning that game 8-2 right now in the 8th. But how about 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs in the game as well in his Major League debut as a pitcher? First time in Major League history a pitcher has ever been able to do that. Pretty impressive.
Yes, very impressive. It's part of a 6-man rotation for the Mets, and there's speculation that the Mets will now try to turn one of those young pitchers into a trade. Because Matz is the last one of those premier pitchers that they have coming through their system. Syndergaard, Matz, Harvey, Zach Wheeler, DeGrom, and Jonathan Neese is the old man of the staff, kind of. And then, of course, you have Bartolo. But there's some speculation that they may turn one of those guys into a bat. Like, not magically, but make a trade for a bat.
They could just use him as a bat.
Or they could just, really.
3 for 3, 4 RBIs. What do you want?
Everybody always wants more, Murph.
That's true.
1 ball and 1 strike to Odubel Herrera. Odubel has 3 hits this afternoon. Inside, 2-1.
Well, don't the Mets still have Dylan G? They sent him to AAA, right?
AAA, yeah. He was off the 40-man roster. Hey, there's Pete. Pete was up in the booth here for game 1. He decided to go for another view. Off the plate. And that putout goes 1-3. Phillies go down in order. They're there half of the 7th inning. We've played 7. We'll go to the 8th. Romans are still around. They're not giving up those seats. They got 2 more innings to watch. Is brought to you by WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. And by Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. We are going to the top of the 8th inning. Sean has been manning that spot down in the first base dugout. Wait, isn't that where Pete just was? I'm so confused. We're rotating camera operators. Pete was down there. Here's Tyler Moore. Well, the crew started at 9 a.m. A lot of the game day staff started early as well. There was a clinic that went on before the first game of the doubleheader today. So our crew has hung out and done a great job. As always, the crew here at the ballpark, the game day event staff has been outstanding. The ticket office was there early today. They're always doing a wonderful job. Concession stands. Made a lot of food today. They made a lot of food for us, and they made a lot of food for everybody else, too. So 2006 was the last traditional doubleheader here at the ballpark. So we'll see everybody for the next one in 2024. As Odubel Herrera tracks it down.
It's actually been a day-night doubleheader.
That's right, except for a day-night doubleheader. There's Casey Jansen. Den Decker will walk to the plate with 1 out. $27,126 for this doubleheader. That's off to the fans for that one. Curveball, or slider, I should say. on the outside corner. 2-1 to Den Decker.
Ooh. Nasty.
Yeah. Just a little low at 98 miles an hour, so it's full 3-2. Nationals have an off day tomorrow, and then they'll be in Atlanta for 3 games. They're probably looking at that as Den Decker strikes out as a chance to really separate themselves from Atlanta. Atlanta won today against Pittsburgh. Now the Phillies will be heading out to San Diego for a series beginning on the 7th of August. And if you want to join the Phillies, it's all part of the Phillies road trip. 4 nights accommodations, brunch with the Phillies announcers, a tour of Petco Park, tickets to all 3 games in San Diego, a custom Phillies road trip polo. Phillies.com/Phillies vacations for more information, or call 877-833-7326. Maybe get a chance to hang with the Bull.
Dinner with the Phillies announcers? Are you kidding me?
That's right.
Whew. That include drinks and stories?
Definitely stories, and definitely answering questions. Matt, are you on that trip?
No, sir.
So Ben's on that trip. You want to come out, Mike?
No, I got. What weekend was that?
It's the first week of August. You have plans. 0-2. Emmanuel Burris, the Washington, D.C. native, just called up the other day. Pulls that one to the right side. Cesar, smooth. And a 1-2-3 inning for Ken Giles. Giles faced 5, retired 4 of the 5. Middle of the 8th inning. Phillies lead it by 3. This week it's the Xfinity fireworks shows here at Citizens Bank Park. There's one that'll take place after Wednesday's game and then after Thursday's game. All part of the Brewers series. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. So the Brewers will start the series tomorrow at 7:05. Jimmy Nelson against Sean O'Sullivan.
Cesar Hernandez going for his 4th knock of this game.
His average began the doubleheader at 241, and he's at 264.
Getting the hole.
Yes, sirree. Right through the hole.
I don't have the box score from game 1.
No, game 1 he was 2 for 4, 2 singles.
There's a guy that loves the doubleheader.
That's exactly right. He's
6 for 8.
Right, 6 for 8. That's
3 stolen bases.
That's exactly what you guys were talking about before the game.
Yeah.
Last 4-hit game, September of 2013. So here's Franco. He takes a strike. Hernandez's average at 269. His average went from 241 to 269. Now he doesn't have a million at bats.
Did you count the last hit?
Yeah. 241 to 269.
You got that already registered in there?
Scoreboard.
Oh, somebody did it for me.
Uh-oh.
Fly ball left field. Robinson at the track makes the catch. At the end of the bat.
Isn't it amazing that the fraction of an inch on that bat and that ball, it turns it into an out,
and he knows it too.
If he would have squared that hanging curveball up
over the Geico sign,
for sure over the Geico sign.
Well, that's the problem. He tried to hit it over the Geico sign.
Right. And everything was good. Heads down, just a little too quick.
See, that's basically I'm hitting this out of here swing. If he'd have tried, I'm lining this at the third baseman swing, he probably would have hit it out.
Dominic Brown will be the batter against Jansen. Grounds it foul. No balls in 1 strike.
So, Mike, when you played, your thought process was to hit the ball hard and not worry about far?
Well, sure. I fell victim to trying to juice the ball at the last second, trying to put it in the air, trying to make a pitch that was, perfect for me to hit, that I timed up perfectly, trying to lift it and hit it a long way. Yeah, I was guilty of that. That's why my career batting average is in the 260s, because of that.
Yeah, but I'd take 500 plus hitting 260. How about you, Tom?
Well, you don't have to ask me twice.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is upper level hitting is somebody that can train their mind to constantly stay with a mechanic that creates a higher percentage of line drive output.
So nothing changes then.
Yeah, if you can do the same thing through every ball, low, high, in, out, the same thing through the ball, and if it's a pass through the ball that's designed to create a line drive, not a fly ball. Balls like he just hit right there that only need another 5 feet to be home runs. You get that 5 feet out of it easily. That makes sense.
I know you've always talked about George Brett, but are there certain guys that you can point to that were like that?
That's who I was comparing him.
Well, no, I don't believe George Brett. I don't believe George was what I would consider a guy that went down through the baseball. I mean, he tried to stay through it a long time with the Charlie Lau approach. But I'll give you a Dave Winfield back in the day, an Al Oliver, a Bake McBride in the 80s on our team. I'll tell you what, Harper. Right here, he tries to get his hands above the ball and swing down through it. Albert Pujols, a perfect example of a guy that holds his hands high and tries to come down through the baseball.
That one is golfed out toward right, not deep. Dendecker will make the catch for the second out. 2 outs. Darren Ruff will be the hitter.
People confuse the whole idea of the semantics. The word down is confusing. I mean, what you really are doing is swinging level. When your bat head is coming through the plane of the pitch level, almost like a tennis swing through a tennis ball. In fact, it's the tennis swing. It's the cut tennis swing, or it's the chop. You know what I mean? The tennis.
The drop ball, the drop shot.
Yeah, when you cut the tennis ball, that's exactly what you want in a baseball swing. When you want to hit a top spin lob, you know, that's what a lot of players that have uppercuts end up with.
There it goes, and then stops. The ball's fouled. It's 0-2 to Ruff with Papelbon warming in the pen. Phillies have only had a victory by their starting pitcher, only one victory by their starting pitcher since the 23rd of May. And if Papelbon can save this game, it'll be 2. I mean, we're over a month since that time. And now the 0-2 pitch coming to Ruff. Hard chopper to third. Escobar goes the short way to second. And the side is retired. 5-4 on the putout. Here comes Jonathan Papelbon to try to close the door to victory here this afternoon.
Head to the top of the ninth. Jonathan Papelbon in to close this one out for the Phillies. And when he does, after that, the Milwaukee Brewers are headed to town, guys, for a 4-game series starting on Monday at 7:05. It'll be Jimmy Nelson taking on Sean O'Sullivan, looking for his second win on the season. Taylor Jungmann will pitch for Milwaukee on Tuesday night against the left-hander Cole Hamels. On Wednesday night at 7:05, Kyle Loesch and Aaron Harang will tangle. And then on Thursday, game time 6:35 for that one. It'll be the right-hander Matt Garza taking on Adam Morgan, 1-0 for the Phillies. Guys?
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. The Phillies are hoping that they can get the victory to head into that Brewers series. The Brewers are on their way to Philadelphia after beating the Minnesota Twins in an interleague game 5-3 today. Papelbon 1-1, an earned run average of 1.88. He has a 3-run lead. This is a kind of a weird area for Papelbon because he hasn't had many save opportunities. As good as he's been sort of cleaning up more than he's been saving in recent weeks. Taylor swings at the first pitch. That's playable for Francoeur, who just entered the game. 1 away.
Well, give me a call on that strategy, Matt. 8-5, first place team, down 3 runs, leadoff hitter, 9th inning. Bing, first pitch, 1 out.
Don't get me started.
I mean, this is still a manageable game.
For them, I mean, are you kidding me? No biggie.
Espinosa will be the hitter.
Same thing happened the first game against Drew. First pitch, 1 out.
Inside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. was a splitter that just floated outside. Phillies have 16 hits today. 15 of those hits are singles. Pete Buchanan, though, will take it with a 3-run lead. It's the most singles they've had in one game since July of last year. A foul ball. It's 2-2. Dirt, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And he got it. Ruiz hangs on. Strikeout for Papelbon. 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Coming up, Ricky Metallica will break down today's ball game and also look ahead to the Brewers series. Only on Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Postgame Live.
Well, it's been an interesting weekend, gentlemen. Nice being here.
You got to wear 2 shirts, even though the one wasn't for the full game.
Double headers as a broadcaster.
Not as good as a player.
Just think all the food you got in between
Oh,
games. So.
jeez.
Ground ball. Base hit for Yunel Escobar. 2-out single. And that will bring Clinton Robinson to the plate.
Pap just told Ruff to play back and let him go.
Escobar goes, pitches a strike. It's 0-1.
You know what would have been amazing today? That put a pickoff play on right there. Ruff could have broke
right
to the
in.
bag.
Yeah.
Or a pitch out.
Well, he about halfway to the second base, wasn't he, when he was in the stretch?
He may be going to third. Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now, can you get an earned run on defensive indifference?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's a fielder's choice. So. Over the screen, out of play.
I'll be watching you the next 4 nights.
Next 4 nights, yep. And then to Atlanta for a weekend.
Be watching you there. Not back till the weekend of the 18th.
After the All-Star break.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Robinson with 2 outs. And the pitch. Foul ball. You going to the All-Star game?
No, I'm not.
It's in your backyard. Your old backyard.
Yes, it is. I'm sure.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the pitch. Outside, it's 2-2. doesn't have the feel for that splitter right now. More often than not in this outing, it's sailed away. Now, if he loses Robinson, that means the tying run is coming to the plate here in the top of the 9th inning. Fly ball center field. This should do it. Odubel Herrera is under it, and he makes the catch, and 7 hours of baseball is in the books. The Phils split the doubleheader with the Washington Nationals. They win the nightcap by a final of 8-5. For Pete Mackanin, it's his first victory as the interim manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. And for Severino Gonzalez in this spot start, it's his 3rd major league victory. Cesar Hernandez, game 2, 4 for 4, stolen base or run scored. He stole 3 bases in this doubleheader here this afternoon. Well, the Phillies wind up winning at 8-5. All in all, I mean, it was a sound second game for the ball club. I mean, they be able to get the hits that they did. They finished with 15 singles, 16 hits overall.
Yeah, a little offense is fun to have,
Yes, it
for
is.
sure. Led by Cesar Hernandez's day of 6 for 8. Right in the middle of every scoring rally that we have. Here we are.
Well, here
That's
are.
why that's the plays here. First base hit up, beats the ground ball to Desmond. Another base hit to left field on a hit and run. Outfield first and third. Then the 4th inning comes up with a very important sacrifice bunt, which allowed Michael Franco to hit the ball up the middle for 2 RBIs.
That close to 5 hits, huh?
Yeah, that's true.
Another base hit up the middle. First, third hit of the game. And his last at bat, it's a chopper to right field. And when things are going well, another big knock right there.
So those are our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game. All right, he picked up his first win as a Phillies manager, so we decided to invite him to talk to Murph. Murph?
All right, thank you very much. Well, yes, 54th career win as a manager in the big leagues, but first one in a Phillies uniform for you. It's been you called it a bittersweet kind of a couple of days, but it's got to feel pretty good to get that one under your belt.
Yeah, it is. You know, none of them are easy, but this one was kind of tough. We had to sweat it out after getting 15 hits, but it's nice to see the guys win the game and come through with a lot of hits.
You know, I saw your comments after the first game, and I think you believe that was a winnable game for you guys too. And it's like you talked about the little things, trying to get those little things done to get those victories to come a little bit more frequently.
Exactly. You know, I'm pleased with the win, but I'm not happy with the style of play we've been showing the last couple of days. And I think we're better than this. I know we're better than this, and we're just going to try to crack down on some of that stuff and continue to work with these young guys. It was nice to see a lot of those young guys get all those hits. So we're gonna strive to continue to get better, and hopefully we'll win a lot more games.
Yeah, 16 hits in this one. A lot of them were singles, but 11 of them came from your first 4 guys in the order. After a long day of baseball, it is nice to see those young guys kind of contributing like that.
Well, that's the whole idea. This year is a developing year, and that's the type of thing we want to see. Cesar getting the 4 hits. Brownie got a few. Herrera got 3 hits. Ashe chipped in. Hopefully he's going to start swinging the bat, and if these guys start swinging the bat like we think they can, we're going to be all right.
All right, win number 1 under the belt for Pete Mackanin. Guys, we'll send it back upstairs.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. Congratulations to Pete. Gets congratulated by his team. Pretty open about what his team needs to improve on. We'll wrap it up right after this.